Hey, what's happening, y'all? It's Rome here. This is Rome Knows Nothing. So, I wanted to talk to you guys today about a game that I played yesterday for the first time. It's called Trickerion. Now, this is from the same people that made Anachrony, which is like right on the top of my list of games that I need to get to the table. I'm in the middle of building my Meeple Realty insert for it. I'm gonna have a video about that one probably later this week sometime. So anyways, Trickerion is a worker placement game, but it's a lot more than that. And what you're doing is you are sort of managing like a magician or a magician's crew, and those are going to be your workers that you place out on the board. But it's more than just a worker placement game, okay? This is not your mama's worker placement. I'll tell you that right now. This is a pretty heavy game, but it's not quite as heavy as I was thinking it was going to be. The rules took a little long to explain and to get through, but once the turns started going, once the rounds started going, it went really quick. It was really solid in that way. The gameplay was very, very smooth. So there's different spots on the board, different areas on the board. You have the market where you can buy resources, and these resources are going to allow you to perform tricks. So there's also the theater area where you have to go to perform your tricks. And then there's also I'm blanking on what they called it, but there's an area where you roll dice each turn or each round, and then you can go, purchase more workers, purchase more of a crew. You can get money from there, just random things like that. So it was really neat how, depending on who goes to each area first, they're going to get more of a benefit. They're going to have more actions to use in that area, which is really cool. Or in the case of the theater where you perform, you're going to have your choice of, do you want to perform Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday? Now, it's really neat where if you perform on Thursday, you will get less of a bonus from the performance, but you'll be able to spend more actions when you go there. And these actions will be placing your little tricks onto the theater cards, and you can gain links, which will give you more bonuses. You can gain shards, which is, another bonus that you could have. The shards are used to spend one more action than you actually have capable, depending on what you're doing. It's just really neat. There's so many different working mechanics. There's so much going on. There's a lot of moving parts, but they fit together extremely nicely. I didn't realize that getting these level 2 tricks was going to be such an important part of the game. And it wound up, there was only one of us that was able to do that, and they blew everybody else out of the water because of it. There's probably, if you're a bunch of new players playing with somebody who's already played before, if they don't help you with strategies, you're probably going to get smoked. We were all new. It just so happened that one guy, that's what his strategy was, and nobody else really did that. My strategy was to just use a couple basic tricks and to perform as best as possible, on the days that I wanted, place my tricks in the right spots in the theaters. So it didn't really work out for me, but knowing what I know now, I think my second, third, fourth plays would actually be really good. So the game can suffer a little bit if you have some people that are AP prone, but there's also things to mitigate that. So when you're deciding where your workers are going to go, not the actual placement. So you have these cards where before the round starts, everybody has to decide, okay, this specific worker is going to go to this area on the board. But then you can then determine, after everybody flips those cards over, you can then determine, okay, well, now I'm going to go to the theater first because everybody else is going there as well, and I want to get my first choice of day because once you choose a day, nobody else can. So I thought that was really neat. Yeah, like I said, there's just a ton of really cool, interesting mechanics that are all intertwined and working together. It's more than just a worker placement. You're actually like building up an engine and gaining these resources, and it's really neat. I also liked that you don't just go to one spot and then it's gone for the rest of the round. I thought that that was really cool. How everybody could go there. Everybody could go to these certain areas. Now there is a limit on the number of people that can go to the areas, but the cool thing is at the end of the round, if that area that you had designated for your specific worker was full and you don't use them, if you don't place that worker out on the board, you don't have to pay them for doing nothing because they didn't help you out at all. So that was really cool. That was an interesting little thing that they added to that. So there's so much to talk about. There's so many different spots on the board. There's so many different things. I highly suggest everybody go check this game out. It might not be for everyone though. If you're more of a lighter game player, this might not be for you, but I still think that if you could have somebody who is a good teacher of games to explain it to you, I think you'd love it. Especially if you like worker placement games. This is right up there with some of the best worker placements I've played. So yeah, that's just my initial thoughts. It's sort of my reaction to Trickerion. Yeah, so I'll probably wind up doing a comparison video to Anachrony once I get Anachrony to the table. So be on the lookout for that. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, little red button down in the corner. You guys know the drill. Yeah, so thanks for checking this out, and I'll see you next time.